Good evening and welcome back. We missed you. I know you've missed us, like I always say. I have a super special guest here tonight. She is near and dear to my heart, like all of my guests, but I've known her for, well, I don't want to say a long time because that dates me. But I've known her, I've appreciated her, I've looked up to her, and I think she is a phenomenal lady. So, Serena Muhammad is with us tonight.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
And I didn't have to tire her. Those of you who know her probably say, how did she get over there? I actually just asked.
Yeah.
So it must have been grace upon me that got her here. I'm so glad you're here. I really am. You just blessed my heart. And this is going to be super easy because one thing I like about you, you're super intelligent. You're super focused. You got your light on it and you do it, right? Am I describing you?
You are.
That's what I thought. So tonight is going to be easy, okay? The first first thing I wanted to do is just are you comfortable just telling us a little bit about yourself? You could just hit your highlights, or would you not prefer to do that?
I think I want to follow your lead.
Okay, I was going to say, this is your party. Invite the guests in you want. Okay, so the first thing I can tell you about her, if you don't mind, is that she's a driven woman, right? I don't think she knows how her aroma comes into the room before her. I don't think you know, you may know, but I don't think you know how great you are in the eyes of people in the community. People say, Serena's there, Serena did this. I hear your name a lot, and I haven't seen you in a long time. How long has it been since we've seen each other?
It's been probably 20 years.
Wow. That's not possible. I'm only 25.
Magic.
Right, exactly. Really? That long? Okay. Well, I still remember you as phenomenal. Tell me what you're doing now. What kind of work are you doing now?
So I'm in mental health.
Okay.
Which seems like a natural outgrowth from what I was doing when we worked together.
Right, exactly.
Which was a lot of community organizing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember that.
Because we worked together on an initiative that was trying to revitalize communities.
I did, and you can say orange. This is free advertising for them. But
well, I was thinking sustainable neighborhoods specifically.
Oh, well, yeah,
that was the thing.
Right.
About how do you go into communities and get people to have a vision that they feel passionate about, that they want to work together on.
Right, exactly.
So most of my work then was really about organizing the community to vision and to dream about what they wanted for themselves and for their future. And in that process, the thing that I experienced was so many people that didn't have a dream. They didn't have hope. They didn't feel like they had agency. It felt like things were being done to them and not with them or for them.
Now that's powerful.
Yeah, so it was a turning point.
See some of that today.
Yes.
Wow.
It doesn't necessarily go away. Sometimes it shows up differently in different spaces. But from that experience, I started to recognize the importance of mental health and well-being. Like if you're not emotionally well, you can't have I guess the fortitude to really think about how to build yourself up.
Yeah, because you barely have energy to do the things that are necessary. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it diminishes you. So for me, it was a pretty clear path from working in community to starting to think about how do you work on the individual person, because community is people. It's just the people in it.
Absolutely.
Right. So when you talk about community development or community organizing or whatever the thing is, it still comes down to that root of a person.
Right, common denominator.
Yeah.
Well, tell me. I remember you were actually one of our first contracts when I started Niche, and it was for St. Louis Scores.
Yes.
You remember that? So tell me about that. What was that? One of the first? Was that like right after you left Arches? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
That was my first time. Well, no, actually, I did have a very small stint when I was doing freelance consulting, right, with the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I loved that.
Yeah,
and that kind of opened my eyes to what you can do when you have resources and you have people around you that are kind of helping you move your vision forward.
United Vision and things like that.
Yeah, so I liked that a lot. And when I got the opportunity to run my own organization, I was like, I think I can do this. I don't know if I hadn't had that experience, if I would have had the confidence that I could do something, not on the same scale. Like I don't have a building and a whole facility, but just to have a program that I could customize and shape and grow. So
Okay, so I want you to tell me what your title is because you're kind of minimizing.
my
Tell
title
me what
right
your title
now
is right now.
is Deputy Director.
Deputy Director, for those who didn't hear in the back.
Yeah, so I was an executive director, and I felt like that was good for a time,
Mm-hmm.
but not something I wanted to do my whole career.
Right, okay.
So deputy director is kind of a step back.
Well, that's your comfort zone, though. You
It's
don't
my
like
comfort
driving.
zone.
You don't like being the driver. From what I remember, you like being in the back so you can get the full view, and you still can look back and front and side to side, right? And so that you can plan and be intimately connected to those you're planning with. Did I sum that up right?
Yes,
Okay. You like boots on the ground.
I do. I do. And I like to be able to focus on what I think is the most important thing that needs to get done. And when you're the executive director, you have to focus on everything.
Absolutely.
Like everything is the difference between whether or not you can pay people or not pay people, whether you can eat or not eat. It's just
That's a
everything.
good
is
point.
Right.
I think you just helped me out because I always, people, my brother, all of us in business, my siblings, and they always say, you should go for this. I was like, I don't really want to do that. I don't know why. It's not that I don't like that work, but I don't want to be the president of something else. So you just helped me. I get it now. I vibe off people. I like working with people. I'm not hands on the ground as much as you, but I do like those relationship kind of things. So thank you. I can pay you for that lecture. See, it's about me, you guys. It's about her. So tell me what you like most about what you do. You have to choose one thing, or one activity, or one outcome. You can even say.
Does it have to be one word?
No, it does not have to be one word.
So redefining power is what I like the
Wow.
most. Yeah.
That's good.
Well,
tell us. I know what that means, but tell us what.
Yeah. So I had an executive coach, Teresa Mayberry, when I was coming up,
Okay.
and I made a comment to her about how I didn't like powerful people. Like they're always abusing their power.
Right. Exactly.
And she let me go on and on about abusing power. And then she says, "Do you know you can actually use power to do good?" And I was like, I had never thought about
Because you're a
it.
revolutionary.
Right. I was all about, power to people. But I never thought about that. And then she said, there's nothing wrong with securing power that then you can use it to do things that help other people.
Absolutely.
That you actually need to do that. It's not an either or. It's a part of building yourself and building your community. And that changed my perspective on everything.
And I think a lot of people start with that intent. And I guess my biggest fear was getting in the middle of it and looking back and saying, oh, I forgot all about that. Getting lost in the power.
I don't know if people, I don't know. I don't know if it's a lot of people, maybe some people.
Some people, okay.
But I encounter many people who want power just for the sake of having it.
Interesting.
And they haven't thought through what they're going to do with it. They just feel like they should have it. It should belong to them.
Oh, I love that. Say that. So, okay. Who want power just for the sake of having it.
Right.
And they haven't thought through. You really kind of took that out of my speech. They haven't thought through what they're going to do with it, which is why I don't want power, so to speak. I do want, if it's my baby, I want to, be my baby and stuff like that. But I never wanted to be in powerful positions. I got a lot of that in Jeff City. It was good while it lasted. I just wanted to prove a point, and now I don't need it. I wanted to prove to myself and others that, hey, I'm just as comfortable in this spot as you are, so I get that. Interesting. And what's been your favorite, you just said you're working for someone else, so maybe you can't tell me. But let's say, what's your favorite part of a job? The elements of a job. What is the thing you like doing the most?
So I actually like building a team. I like getting to know the dynamics of what makes each person effective.
That doesn't tire you?
No.
Oh,
that
wow.
energizes me.
Wow.
That energizes
That's
me.
a lot, though.
Because when I feel like, okay, I know why this person is behaving this way or what they need to actually pull the best out of them, and I have the ability to give it to them, that's very fulfilling.
That is a huge plate of food. And I guess you having a passion for it is what makes you effective, because you're really good at that.
And it's kind of ironic because I'm not a people person.
That was my
I'm not a people person. I'm an introvert, and usually introverts don't draw energy from other people. That's kind of one of the definitions, is that
yeah.
being around people, it actually depletes you.
Right.
And you have to go back into yourself and recharge and that kind of thing. But the thing that I like about managing people or being in leadership is that you have more meaningful exchanges. And that is something that introverts like.
Right.
Like, I can have a meaningful conversation with someone and feel energized. I can't do small talk. I don't want to ask you about your weekend and how the weather is. None of that. I don't know your pets' names. None of that. So for me, my relationship with my team is about helping them do their best work. It's not about creating friendships. But when you start to know people and you respect them and they respect you, those bonds happen.
That is so funny. You just summed up my whole life, right? Well, I just didn't know the theory, right? And I've been beating myself up lately as I've gotten older and stuff because I don't keep in touch well, and I'm not a social butterfly. But there are friends that I've had for 20, 25 years. We can call and pick up the phone and we're right there. So I think you described to me. I like meaningful relationships. I like relationships that are going somewhere. You know what I mean? That are helping the two of us become better us. You know. I didn't describe it as eloquently, but that's my thing too. I don't want to do anything just to do it, you know.
And when you're in leadership, I think you have the opportunity to really figure out the best and highest use of your time and the people around you. So it's just different. It's not like, to your point, just socializing.
Right. Yeah, I'm not good on that. I do it if I have to. But I'm just not really.
Same.
I'm not good at. I like meaningful discussions. I like conversations that are so meaningful and so full of stuff. You know, that you'll talk and talk and talk, and you'll look up and it's an hour later. It's like,
yes,
man, I gotta go, and you don't go. You know what I mean? That's my greatest value from people. I should say is that exchange.
And it's kind of rare outside of for me. I don't have it as often as I would like outside of work. So
you're pretty
to
private,
some people,
though.
I am private.
You used to go underground after work. Like, where's Waldo, right? You can't find them.
This is true.
She finished the meeting at 8:00 and she went home.
That's it. But I think it's because I know if I'm talking about something where we have some type of shared context, we can actually have a conversation.
Okay.
And I don't always connect with people on things that may be
Trite.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but things that might interest me and perhaps other folks aren't as interested. So I don't always find those social connections to be as enriching because I feel like I'm on a whole different planet most of the time.
So have you found that to be true, or is that what you think? You think that people wouldn't be interested in what you're interested in? You know what I mean?
I will
Just
say
wondering.
I have found it to be true enough that I've stopped testing it.
Okay.
So I don't always even give people the opportunity to see where they're coming from.
Right.
Like, what's your conversation like?
Right. Exactly.
Because
Wow.
I'm just thinking if it's weak, I don't.
If it's weak.
I don't want to talk about what's going on social media with somebody fighting and like all that stuff.
I get that too. I like to talk about ideas. I like to talk about problems that we can solve. I like to talk about the global issues, the huge issues. I think I posted on my Facebook page, if you're not watching the news, sometimes you're missing out. Did you know that they're trying to do this and that with young kids in prison? You're not gonna know. You have to tap in.
But and I always tell people, if you don't read books, like if you just have a position, I don't read, I don't like to read, then there's a gulf.
Absolutely.
There's just some things we're not going to be able to connect on. And I'm okay with that. And it's not to diminish what you like and what you do.
Absolutely.
It's just I know what I like. And I don't want to spend any time or energy trying to connect on something that is completely unimportant.
To you.
To me.
Because I want to make sure that because you did make that clear. You made it clear it's not a judgment call.
Right,
it's
me.
It's just how you prefer to spend your best time. And I think that's bold, but I think it's very well stated. And maybe this is like the third time this evening that you've resolved a question for me already. So maybe I'm not antisocial. Maybe I just like real, true relationships where we can really have some tough conversations and come back
Yes.
together and still have those tough conversations, or I can ask any question that I want to.
And I'll go so far as to say is, I know I'm not antisocial. Like, I like being around people.
I do
like
too, but I
observing
still
people.
felt like I was,
Yeah, I can be in someone's company. I like companionable silence. I can be in your company. You're doing your thing. I'm doing my thing.
Right.
I love going to see live music and going to concerts and feeling the energy of people who are
So that's
enjoying
number
music
4.
together. Like,
Should
I
we do
love
interview?
all of those things, right? But I want to be able to do that in a way that feels authentic. I don't want to have to, become somebody else to enjoy something that feels innately good.
Right, or be there because you feel obligated to be there.
Right, yeah.
I have friends that I've had, I call people that, anyone that I've connected with in a serious way, I do kind of give them the title of friend. You know what I mean? Because the people say, a lot of people, I say, yeah, but I never see them. You know what I mean? I might pick up the phone, haven't called you in a year, haven't talked to you in a year, and we start our conversation. Let me check and see if we have any questions. Do you have any questions? Because I can talk, right? I haven't seen you in a long time, so I have a question that I know is on my little piece of paper I didn't bring. If you could do one thing for the rest of your life, and I kind of asked this question, but you can't say that.
Okay.
I want it to be something that is not only personally gratifying to you because it blesses people, but something for you. Can you separate those two things? No?
Yes,
Good.
I can.
Good. What would it be?
I mean, so when you say do it for the rest of my life, does this have to be like making a living or just something that I do that I enjoy?
Just something you do that would just make you ultimately at peace, happy, release energy, whatever it does for you, it does something that's phenomenal for you and you'd like to do it.
Okay, so in this imaginary scenario, I have the ability to get people to do things that I want. So I would be a person that puts together concerts. And I would say, I want to have this artist and this artist performing together, because I go through these lists in my head.
You didn't know that the gift you wanted was to have people to do what you want.
Maybe.
That's good though. No, I love it.
It's when I go to concerts, I do a lot of live music.
Oh, okay.
And when I go to concerts, it's like, okay, this show would have been even better if this artist were a part of the lineup. So in my mind, I could put together the most dynamic tour ever.
Well, why haven't you done that though?
Because I'm not even in that industry.
You don't have to be. You know what I believe? I believe, what I believe. I believe that everybody has at least one gift. They could have more, but there's a prominent thing that we were created to do. I really believe that. And I think once you find that, that's your sweet spot. And it may have nothing to do with what you're doing now. That's how people wake up one morning and say, I think I want to be a singer.
Right.
Like, you want to sing? You're an executive. I want to sing. And they go sing, So I think that purpose is the center of life. And I think you should try that. Even you don't have to quit your job right now. But on the side, I think you should try. You should just say, you know what? Let me help you put this team together. If you know somebody that's producing. Let's see what happens. Because there's a reason it's in your spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about mud pies, which, we're talking about something larger than that. So I know I am uniquely fashioned to do what I do. Most people can't stand young adults. They don't know how to talk to them. They don't know how to build a relationship. And I have some that won't go away, fortunately for me. They've aged out their 30s something years old. So I think purpose is everything.
Yeah.
How would you do? What's you on that for me? What do you think about that? Do you think not that that's the only thing you have to do, but something that you're gifted at doing,
So I don't know that I've given it enough thought to know if I would be good at it or if I should do it. But when your initial question was, what would I want to spend my time doing?
Absolutely.
And I think about spending time as something that's supposed to be rewarding. And for me, that is the most rewarding thing that I do on a regular basis is consume live music.
So why are you absolutely acclimated to that though? What is it? You see where I'm going? So what is it that makes you say that could be for me? I love doing that. That's my thing to do.
It feels self-indulgent. It feels like the
That's
highest
purpose, though.
level of just being enraptured in a sound or a moment or a feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of elevates you above whatever you might be experiencing or
Right.
whatever's happening.
Exactly.
It's an escape. It's a getaway, and it's so accessible.
But it also, do you think it also saturates an insatiable appetite?
Mm.
Right? So that's how I think of purpose. I think of purpose as something that, and it's not just one thing, sometimes it's several things. But like when I'm nervous about being in the pulpit, but when I'm in the pulpit, I'm just like, oh, I'm just so excited, right? Or more importantly, when I'm with young adults, and I'm ministering, or we're going out of town, or we're doing our thing, I am at 12.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it is. That's when you're doing your purpose, it's your sweet spot. And you could have 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
think
now
about
you have
that.
to go put a
Yeah.
band together, put a group together, right?
Well, see, and I'm
give
thinking
me
just
credit for
being
it,
in the
that's all.
audience. I don't know about putting something together, so I don't know. I have to think about that.
Well, what you told me though,
Was getting people to do. I did say that. Yeah.
bringing collabs together and saying you'd be good with this person, you'd be good with that. So we're gonna hold you to that.
Okay. That sounds like work though, but yeah.
It's not though when it's what you want to do.
This
Like
is
what you're
true.
doing now,
Because
you know?
it would feel
Natural,
rewarding.
and it's like the next move.
Mm-hmm.
You see somebody, you say, that's who we need. Yeah. Get that person over
And
here.
so it's funny because, I'm not like a lottery player, but whenever people talk about if I won the lottery, here's the first thing I would do.
Mhm.
It's always a concert in my head every time.
So maybe that's your second career.
Maybe that's it. I'm not close to a second career yet. I'm not even close to retirement. But
You don't have to retire. I retired and I just did MODOT after I retired, right? So,
yeah.
so that is what it is.
Mhm.
So do you have any questions for me? You don't have to have one. I just want to make sure I'm fair.
I do not.
Good. I told her she could not ask one, to be fair. Well, I think that one of the reasons I asked you here is because I know you don't really, you're not the social butterfly. You go where you need to go. You appear there. And I thought it'd be really interesting for people to see this side of you. Right? And I'm just so flattered that I thought you would say no.
Really?
Not because you didn't like me, but because that just wasn't going to be your thing.
Yeah.
So
I feel like when someone has a sincere and genuine request, you honor it. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Exactly. Right.
So.
Oh, okay. Well, I thank you. I do. I thank you. And I know that I have another question. I thought I was finished, but I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share with me, I don't want to say the most challenging, because that sounds kind of trite, the most impactful thing that has ever happened to you? And you can say a good and a bad, or you can say a good or a bad. Just why it was impactful and what that thing is. And you can say, I don't want to talk to you about it. That's always your option.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I can answer it as directly as you probably deserve to hear, but
That's
here's
okay.
what I'm comfortable saying. So I told you I worked in mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and for most of my career, we've been putting together these initiatives to talk about trauma and what trauma means.
Right.
So we were a part of starting the Alive and Well organization and doing trauma awareness trainings. So I felt like I've been around enough people who talk about trauma and who educate people about trauma
Mm-hmm.
that I had a pretty good understanding of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we always say that what's traumatic for one person may not be the same for another person. So, conceptually, I understood that. I have been fortunate that I hadn't experienced any personal trauma for most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an idea of what should be traumatic. And then when something happened to me that was personally traumatic,
Right.
I understood on a whole different level. And it made me think about how important lived experience is.
Okay.
Like, I hope nobody ever experiences something that completely knocks them down.
Okay.
But if you do, the ability to recognize that you can get up and you
Yes.
can move forward is invaluable. You don't get it any other way.
That's exactly what
You
I was
just
thinking.
don't. Like, I can read as much as I want to read about trauma,
Mm-hmm.
but until it happens to me, I cannot relate
So it's almost like the
somebody
gift
else-
that you never want, but it's the best gift you ever got.
Yes.
That's absolutely, and that's why they tell us, rethink the way you're thinking about certain things. Like, I can't believe that happened, or I can't believe it. Rethink it, I think that takes us right back to purpose. A lot of times, it's not an uphill walk. You don't just walk out of the door and walk up the hill and you're there. A lot of times, there's pain associated with it, there's rejection associated with it, and there's emotional abuse. So there's a lot that comes into purpose, which is why people don't really pursue it. I know it's an overused word, but I don't think people really get down and dirty with it. Like, I'm going to do it no matter how I feel about it. Because I believe that's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? It's not like I wanted to be in front of anything. Definitely didn't want to be in the pulpit. I just couldn't imagine it. And I don't do it full time, which makes it easier. But I know that's where I'm running to instead of running away. I'm running away, but it's going to end up there again. So yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay. Well, I don't have any more questions for her. I think she's been patient with me, right? I can't wait. I hope Ankita and Lisa and all these folks are looking, because I know that they're probably like, what? Serena came on this show. So yes, I am blessed and highly favored, right? Don't forget that. Any last words? Anything else you wanted to say that I did not ask? Anything you want to ask me? Just go for it.
I'm going to look at it like a closing thought for anybody who is trying to think through what helps you get through difficult times.
Good.
I have this t-shirt that says, joy is an act of resistance. Knowing what creates joy for you is very important. It's the most important thing you can do. Once you know what creates joy for you, then making the time to experience joy is the second most important thing. But if you don't do those two things, you're going to have a very difficult time getting through all the stuff that's starting to come at us as people. So.
And I am going to chew on that, because I find I'm a type A, right? And as I'm getting older, I find myself kind of rejecting that a little bit, but also carrying the guilt that comes with that. So that's 5 for you tonight, man. you hit me, and I have the video, so if I forget, I can go back. So thank you. This has been a pleasure. You have blessed me profoundly. You've touched a lot of my spaces tonight. I'm usually the one that's, laying hands and praying. And so thank you for your openness. Thank you for your honesty. And thank you for your time, Serena. You just really blessed me.
Thank you.
So that's what we have for you this evening. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I have enjoyed myself, so if you don't, I'm okay. I'm just kidding. We also have our videos on our YouTube channel, Sharon Ministries Make Your Life Work Project, if you want to continue and see the whole video. Have a good evening. We'll see you next week.